Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, whatever it may be where you are. Welcome to week 2 of the Angry Onion, where we have news and views that just stink on most occasions. Well, probably on all occasions. We're glad you're here. Like I said, we're the Angry Onion, AO, and this is week 2, 9/12/21. And we're going to see if we can find some stinky stuff to talk about this week. If you're a repeat visitor, thank you very much. If it's your first time listening, thank you again. I will talk about the ground rules of the show next in the next slide, but once again, I'm an angry onion, no more, no less. Not a talk show host, not a commentator, just a stinky onion. Okay, so here we go. Let's talk a little bit about our ground rules here, or what the show is about, its foundation, about this stinky onion that's talking to you guys. Our goal is to give you a short, different side of some of the unique stories from the world of news, whether sports, weather, or just something crazy. At the end of the day, it all stinks. Most of it will stink, but probably all of it stinks. But guess what? As I've said before, I'm an onion and I stink. If you think it stinks, you can definitely talk about it in the comments section by yourself or with others. However, remember, I'm an onion and I stink, so whatever I do is bound to stink. And as an onion, I don't have logic. Alright? If you get an upset, then all I can say to you is you're getting upset with an onion. And an onion doesn't have a brain or feelings, so you may want to check on that if you're getting upset. Also on the show, we will have an onion breath stinker of the week. You can also nominate someone to be the onion breath stinker of the week. And we'll talk about how you can do that a little bit later. Each week we will have a unique question or topic for you to ponder and discuss. More than likely it will stink also. I think last week's question was about Aunt B. Okay, I know this is crazy. Well, our question last week was about Aunt B from the Andy Griffin Show. And we asked, did you think she'd date anyone on the show, or was most people scared to date her because Andy was the sheriff and he didn't want anybody around. But enough of that. We'll get to that stinker question, that unique question or topic for you to ponder a little bit later. So without further ado, let's get into the news. All right, here we go. So there's just some news stories you can't make up. I mean, even the best of writers would probably have a hard time coming up with some of this. But here we go with today's story. It says a Georgia man steals mortuary van. Dead body rolls out ahead of police chase. It says a dead body rolled out of a stolen mortuary van as an Atlanta man sped away from a crematory parking lot on Wednesday and led police on a chase through Georgia, authorities said. Kejon Griffin, 23, remains on the loose and is wanted for several felonies, the Conyers Police Department said. When Griffin stole the mortuary van to escape pursuing police, a body on a gurney rolled out of the open back hatchet and into the parking lot where it came to rest, police said. Personnel on site were able to safely secure the body. Well, that's a very good thing. You wouldn't want the body just laying around out there. Stan Henderson, the owner of the van, and Stan Henderson and Sons Mortuary in Stockbridge, told Fox 5 in Atlanta that it's ridiculous that the dead can't even rest. Hmm, that's an interesting comment. Police chased Griffin from the city of Conyers to DeKalb County, where the van became disabled after striking multiple vehicles and blowing a tire. The suspect then fled the van and ran into a nearby wood line. Police searched the area but were unable to locate Griffin. Now, I will tell you, this is an interesting story. It's very interesting. So, you think about these various shows that are on television, and you have someone escaping, and they're throwing things out the window to distract the police having to swerve to move out of the way. as whatever they've thrown out is coming at them. You can almost picture this one: a van driving real fast. It hits the curve, and the back doors of the van swing open. The gurney rolls out, with the body in it, going hundreds of miles per hour probably, and the people in the police vehicle is dodging to get away from it. Well, that's actually what kind of happened. So, but probably the more interesting thing, as crazy as that is that the police chased Mr. Griffin from the city of Conyers to DeKalb County. The van evidently, as it's stated in the story, became disabled, you know, striking multiple vehicles. You can just kind of see it going down the road, hitting the different vehicles, boom, on each side, uh, and then blowing a tire out, right? Unless he's way ahead of them, you think, boy, that's instant. They got him, right? But he goes into a nearby wood line, and they searched and searched and searched, and were not able to locate Mr. Griffin. Now, my theory on that may be different than what others may believe. Uh, you think Mr. Griffin was even real? Maybe it's all around the dead. Maybe he was a ghost and he got in the woods and just disappeared, never to be found again. He just disappeared in thin air. Now, I'm pretty sure that's probably what the police is saying, that this story, as wild as it comes, first of all, he's crashing into all of these vehicles as he's driving, which means you would think they should have easily been and got him. But then on top of that, he blows a tire, which means the vehicle can't go anywhere. But he's able to get out and run, which they had to see him running into the woods. But he just vanishes and disappeared. They are unable to locate him. Now, I guess up on Mr. Griffin, I don't know what he was doing to start off, what he had, whether the police was looking for him for something else and they seen him, and him being in the area of the mortuary, jumped in the van and took off. It makes you wonder, was the keys left in the van, or was the van sitting out there idly running? Yeah, the story doesn't tell us all that, but you have to say, okay, or maybe as he was out there and getting ready to take the van, or he seen them drive up, and they were preparing things to take the body inside. Now, if you're a family member of the, I guess I would say victim, the dead body, the family member of the person of the dead body, what would you do if all of a sudden there was additional scratches or things on the body? But I guess that's not going to matter because based on this story, I guess it was a crematory and they were going to cremate him. But that is still pretty wild, you know. It just seems an extremely interesting story. Uh, but I'm pretty sure there'll be more news to come. But I will say, if they can't find him, maybe he's not real. More to come, but it's one of those stories that just stinks. Just downright stinks. All right, let's talk about a little sports here. Yesterday was week 2 of college football. And this story talks about an interesting game between the Florida State Seminoles and Jacksonville State. The story reads, it was like the biggest upset in all of college football throughout the course of Saturday. Florida State lost at home to Jacksonville State on a 59-yard Hail Mary with no time remaining. Seminole fans had the entire sports world were shocked following the outcome. Uh, just 7 days ago, it seemed like head coach Mike Norvell was slowly guiding his program back to prominence. The Seminoles took on top number 10 Notre Dame, took them to overtime, showing a ton of fight in them because they were really down in that game. Uh, However, they still lost. Now, the story says they're left with only questions and our heads spinning following the Noles failing to win against an FCS team for the first time in their history, which is, one would say, to an inferior team. Coach said all the goodwill that was built up with the fans and recruits have gone out the window. With his coaching staff is back to square one with this team. There, if it was a last-second field goal, or you Tom Brady and you're driving the team down, there's certain things that you expect to happen. But a 59-yard Hail Mary, when you think about that, and you have to ask yourself about the coaches, like, what were you thinking? To the players, what were you thinking? It's about prevent. You just want to tackle them where they don't get in the end zone. You don't let them get by you. The time was running out, so it just doesn't make sense. It's very, very stinky there. Florida State, you really stunk it up this time. And I'm pretty sure starting 0-2, the coach will have a lot of questions to answer, and a lot of people will probably be saying it's time to get rid of him. But who knows? I feel bad for the players. Nothing like a heartbreaking loss like that. I feel extremely happy for the Jacksonville State players. And get this, the receiver for Jacksonville State, who caught the 59-yard Hail Mary, actually he ran for about 30 of those yards. That was his only catch of the game. Only catch of the game. So kudos to them. But Florida State Seminoles, you stink. All right, let's get to the weather here. Excuse me if you live in this particular city, if I butchered the name incorrectly, but well, I'm going to say it's Metairie, Louisiana, which is in Jefferson Parish, Louisiana. It's part of the New Orleans metropolitan area with a population of about 143,507 in 2020. It would be the largest area, the fourth largest area, if it was incorporated in Louisiana. Well, a couple of weeks ago, Hurricane Ida hit, which was a Category 4, came through, and as with most storms, strange things happen. In this video, the weather has split a tree open, and appears as if the tree is breathing where it's split as it sways in the wind. So the tree is split, as you see in the video right here, well, you seen earlier, and the tree is kind of in this pulsating away where the split is. It's kind of opening up, closing, opening up, closing as it sways, which is pretty neat, pretty cool. But at some point, you'll have to cut that tree down. But as you see there in the video, it's just kind of opening up and closing where it's split. Pretty unique there in Metairie, Louisiana. So hopefully they made it through the storm and everything is okay, but just some more interesting, stinky weather for us to report on. All right, let's get started with this week's Onion Breath Stinker. We got a doozy for here. This is Mr. Brian Downey. He's the deputy mayor of Airmont, New York. This fine, outstanding young man was arrested last week after a search warrant for his home reportedly uncovered an arsenal of weapons, forged FBI badges. That's interesting. Says the Rockland County District Attorney's Office announced that Downey was taken into custody after he reportedly bought a rifle suppression device online. The Department of Homeland Security was notified of Downey's purchase and informed the Rockland County officials. It said Downey faces both federal and local charges. According to the press release from the Rockland County District Attorney's Office, Downey was charged in the Southern District of New York for possession of unregistered firearm, possession of federal badges, go figure, identification cards, and other insignia. The Rockland County District Attorney's Office charges included 1 count of first-degree criminal possession of a weapon, 16 counts of third-degree criminal possessions of weapons related to 16 assault weapons, 13 counts of third-degree criminal possessions of weapons related to possession of 13 firearm silencers, and 3 counts of criminal possession of forged instruments. District Attorney's Office said that the evidence found inside Downey's residence showed a wall of AR-style rifles and sawed-off shotguns, suppression devices, and several rows of fake ID badges. All we have to ask this is, Mr. Downey, what were you thinking? I mean, have you always wanted to be in the FBI? I don't know. Maybe you've been around bragging that you were an FBI informant. Well, maybe you could get the ladies by whipping your badge out. I don't know. But Mr. Downey, I think you're in big stinking trouble. And for that, you are this week's onion breath stinker. All right. So if you believe you have an onion breath stinker and you'd like to nominate someone, please do that. Just shoot us an email at rodtv65@gmail.com. Let us know why you're nominating that person, and we'll try to get them there. You don't have to send us a picture. You just let us know that they stink. And guess what? Others may say they stink. Others may say, well, this whole process stinks. But guess what? I'm an onion, and I'm supposed to stink. All right? Okay. Let's move on. All right. Let's roll into our stinker question of the week. And it is, why can't you wear white after Labor Day? Hmm. No. Maybe you know. I've read several things about why you can't wear white after Labor Day. And for most people that I talk to about it, they have a different reasoning. You can't wear white after Labor Day. Don't wear white after Labor Day. Don't wear white after Labor Day. You got on white after Labor Day. Oh, take off that white. It's after Labor Day. Well, we're after Labor Day, and I'm an onion, so I don't have on any clothes, but I'm pretty sure most people may have on a white t-shirt, white underwear, white whatever, but I don't know. You tell us what you think about why you can't wear white after Labor Day. Because to me, it stinks on why you can't wear white after Labor Day. Let us know. But this is this week's stinker question of the week. Leave us a comment in the comment section. And just tell us what you think. Shoot us an email and tell us what you think. But just let us know about this stinker of the question, because it stinks. Something doesn't smell right about it, but we want to know. Well, once again, thank you for listening to and tuning in to the show, The Angry Onion. It stinks and it will continue to stink. But remember, I'm an onion. Heyo, I'm the angry onion, and everything that I do stinks. Thank you to The Angry Onion, which is a production of Rod TV 65, where reality meets the public. Rod TV 65 is a production of BBB2M Media.